What's going on, guys? I'm Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to go ahead and hop in here to Movie Bosses Super Battle Road. We are using a full, very tanky team here. So mostly Janemba units, and then we've got the two Golden Friezas with damage reduction as well. Um, Let's go ahead and start our rotation out this way. The orbs are looking a little funky for Janemba. I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can get him the orbs he needs. I don't think that there is this turn. What if we do this? This gives us the best chance at dropping those, well, it didn't happen. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, if we do this, he can at least get a super attack. Yeah, that is the one thing about using these Janemba units. I always suffer this, when I use these Janemba teams with large amounts of Janembas on them. In the first few turns, unless you get lucky with your rotations, the links are just so bad. You're basically missing super attacks all over the place. So you kind of have to decide if it's worthwhile to give the enemies those extra few turns to damage you. You know, like if your defensive power is going to be strong enough to be worth that. Fortunately for us with these Janembas, it is. We have two physical Janembas. They're both falling here on the second rotation, which is bad. But we'll get that fixed up in no time. Okay, so Frieza's not going to get a super attack here either. 4 orbs seems to be the magic number with this team, so we'll have to keep that in mind going into future turns. Oh my goodness, and we're not even getting a super attack with the friend Janemba either. Wow. Yeah, this has been really bad so far. We're doing perfectly fine defensively. It's just the enemy has done the same amount of damage to us that we have to them. So we need to get these rotations figured out so we can get the ball rolling here. This physical Janemba is a mighty good leader. He's given us 150% to movie bosses and to corroded body and mind. But in this case, for the purposes of this video, we're just using for the movie bosses team. Alright, and so here we'll be able to give Janemba his passive. 2 rainbow key spheres and then the 4 type key spheres that he needs. Alright, Frieza coming in with the clutch dodge there, even though he would have tanked for double digits anyway. Or close to, it looks like. Taking basically nothing. So yeah, this team only having 150% leader skill, as well as not the biggest damage dealers. Every single unit on this team is pretty much rocking the same situation, which is, hey, I'm really defensive, so we're not going to give me good attack stats as well. All of these units are more on the defensive side, so this is definitely a stage that's going to take us a little bit longer to get through. You know what? Screw it. I want everyone to be able to super attack, so I'm going to put Janemba in the first slot. At this point, I'm really not concerned about defense. I think we're going to be fine the whole way through, so I'm just going to focus on damage. I'm going to try and get everybody type advantage supers where they can, at least for the rest of this fight, just to make sure we can hustle on out of here. I probably should have been doing this from the start, now that I'm thinking about it. And a dodge? No. Alright, but we do have guard active, so that wasn't too detrimental for us. That Janemba does guard all attacks, so. Yeah, okay, let's take another risk. I am down for it. I want our links to be good so we can we can do more damage here. So I'll leave Janemba in the first slot there. Sweet, and it pays off. I think we'll only need to start being careful with our rotations if we get hit with a super. After that, I'm sure I'm sure we won't die from a single super, but our health would be pretty low at that point, so. Alright, we have the opportunity to rage. I am going to pass up that opportunity, actually, as crazy as that sounds. I think we'll be able to finish it off here without doing the rage. I just want to save time, so I don't have to go through the transformation. And we were able to nullify the super attack, luckily. We would have been paying for it there if we had gotten hit with that. So, it's a good thing we didn't. If this were Extreme Super Battle Road, I definitely would have left Frieza in the first slot there. There's no way I would have taken that risk. I think in Extreme Super Battle Road, we probably would die from a single super against that Janemba. Maybe. Actually, I'm not 100% confident. Can't quote me on that. Not until we try the stage, which we will very soon. Okay, this rotation looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this one. It looks like this is another one of those runs where we are not killing the enemies quick enough. So we're going to get the Dokkan attack here in the second fight instead of being able to use it at the end. Which sucks because that's just going to hurt our time even more. We're already rocking about 6.5 minutes here, I think. Alright, very lucky that we're getting all the supers in the middle there. If you guys notice my Frieza dodging a lot, it's because my Frieza actually has quite a bit of dodge in him. I mean, I figure he's a defensive unit, he doesn't do that much damage, so you might as well just have dodge active. It has come in clutch for me a few times, actually, when, you know, my health was really low, and I was counting on him to be able to tank in the first slot. He wasn't able to tank because our health was too low and he didn't have his damage reduction up. But we were able to say screw it and put him there anyway, and he was dodging attacks for us instead of reducing damage, which has worked out really well. So, though it seems silly to put dodge on him because most of the time he's not taking damage anyway, it's definitely worth it for the time or two where he doesn't have that capability. You know, now that I think about it, I've had that Golden Frieza for a very long time. I've been using him on teams forever. He's on quite a few categories. So, yeah, I have been using him quite a bit. I don't think he's, like, in my top 10 on my subpage, though, which is surprising to me because I've used that unit a lot. I would assume that that's one of the units, you know, that would be on my high up there on my subpage, as far as, like, units you've used the most times. We'll do this to allow Janemba to get... Oh, unfortunately we're only able to get one Rainbow Orb there, so I guess we'll select those so he can super attack. I'm always really bad at paying attention to when that tech Janemba is going to come back around onto rotation and save orbs for him. I never remember. It's a little easier when you run him as a lead, and then you have two of them on the team. Because then it's basically every turn that you need to be like watching out for his orb placement and stuff. Alright, so we've got decent damage on everyone here. Gonna do a lot more damage on Goku. Maybe even take him out, that'd be nice. I think we're gonna get the Dokkan attack here next turn. We are indeed. Alright, let's go ahead and get this Dokkan attack off. Nice, we got some good healing that turn as well. Hopefully this will be enough to get through the rest of this fight. We are already here at our 10-minute mark, which is usually when we've been finishing a lot of these stages. It's definitely not the case here. As I have crawled up here through the 20s, as far as Super Battle Road stages, they are actually getting a little bit more difficult. I can see the difficulty slowly rising as I go through these stages. It's kind of cool doing them all back to back like this in such rapid succession with like multiple stages every day. Because yeah, I'm just seeing the power creep that normally would have been placed in the game gradually, subtly over years. I'm getting like all back to back. So far I'm not seeing too much change in their attack power. We're still able to, you know, provide enough defense that we're getting through these stages without, you know, the worry of dying. The only thing that I'm noticing is that we're not hitting as hard, and the enemies are surviving a lot longer. We're not just plowing through the stages ridiculously fast like we were at first. So that is, the damage is the first thing to slow down, and then beyond that, it's just going to be, you know, then we'll start to see the enemy's damage getting higher and being a problem for us in more stages. I haven't yet, you know, I know we're still very early in the journey, you know, about almost halfway done with the Super Battle Road stages, and then we still have like all of the Extreme Super Battle Road stages. I've done a few of the type stages from the very beginning, like 4 or so of them. But other than that, I haven't done no item runs for any of the Extreme Super Battle Road stages yet. So yeah, we have a long way to go before we are to our final goal. That being said, so far we haven't run into any stages that we can't complete yet. So we'll see if we run into any of those at all, or if this new 200% meta is going to be enough to allow us to no item everything. We will have to wait and see. Okay, so Janemba, again, not going to get his passive, but at least he's able to super attack there. My Tech Janemba is rainbowed, so he's got, he will be able to put in decent damage for us. He has some good critical hit chance as well. I think I've put some decent equips on him too, so. Yeah, 2 million. Not the highest there. Would have been looking a little better if his passive was active with the orb selection, but he still was able to kill his target, so that's all that really matters. We'll go ahead and do this since there's only one attack in the first slot. Take that risk. Yeah, this will work out. We'll go ahead and focus everything on Gohan here. It almost looks like these enemies have very large health pools. I promise they don't. It's just the team that we've brought. You know, if we had brought a more, like, Broly-centric movie bosses team, we would have been doing a lot more damage. I think this team is just extremely defense-heavy, and so that's where, you know, we're kind of struggling. Our attack stats are definitely not as high as they could be. So yeah, we'd be getting through this stage a lot quicker if we were bringing like the Int Broly movie bosses team. But I have been really enjoying using a lot of these wildly defensive units. I think a lot of these units kind of lose their usability once you get to, you know, way harder events like the newest Extreme Super Battle Roads that have come out. Well, I mean, not this team specifically. These guys are certainly able to hold their own. Even in the red zone, I think a lot of these units on this team can put in some work. Um, but you know, more for like some of the Universe 6 girls, or like the UI Gokus, some of those other teams that are like very defense focused or focused on dodging and things like that. A lot of those units you really can't bring into challenge events. That's why I am taking advantage of being able to bring them in to these Super Battle Road stages that we're doing. Just a nice way to be able to use some of my favorite techniques and my favorite units. I can definitely say you guys have seen me use most of my favorite units during these runs. That is how I am deciding to build these teams. So, yeah, but I know even when we get to Extreme Super Battle Road, a lot of these team builds are gonna change up, and I'm gonna have to be using more optimal teams rather than just fun teams or meme teams. So, taking advantage of having a little fun while we can. Not every video has to be, you know, the most the most meta teams and the meta builds, you know, absolutely destroying. Um, Speaking of which, I recorded a Ginyu Force Super Battle Road run earlier. I'm not sure the order that these videos will end up going up, so I don't know if the Ginyu video is live at the time that this one's being posted, but, you know, without giving away too much, just in case it isn't live yet, yeah, it was quite ridiculous. Definitely that stage did not have what it took to hold out against our Ginyu Force team. Alright, so we're able to get a little physical Janemba rage mode for the end here. In doing these Super Battle Road runs, this is my first encounters with this Janemba rage mode. I haven't used him that often. He doesn't fit on a ton of teams, so I only really have the opportunity to use him in Ultimate Clash, where the enemy usually dies long before I'm able to get the rage mode active, so kind of cool to see. Nice attack animations here. I think Dokkan did a very, very good job on these animation, so bravo Akatsuki for that. Okay, and after what felt like an eternity, we are done with the Movie Bosses Super Battle Road. Let's see our time here. Yeah, 17 minutes. That was still a new record for us, which is nice. Barely, though, as you can see. So yeah, not too bad. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.